All right, let's talk about something most of us have in our wallets right now. Those little plastic cards. They're tools, and depending on how you use them, they can either help build your financial future or, well, cause some pretty big headaches. Today, we're going to break down the two big ones, debit versus credit.
So let me ask you something right off the bat. If you could only have one in your wallet, just one, which one would you pick? Think about it. Your answer probably says a lot about how you see money, and by the end of this, you'll know exactly why you made that choice.
The whole debit versus credit thing? It really just comes down to this one super important idea. A debit card uses your money. It's cash that's already sitting in your bank account. A credit card, on the other hand, that's the bank's money. It's borrowed. And getting that difference, that's the key to everything we're about to talk about.
Okay, so let's think of this as two different paths you can take. First up, we're going to walk down the debit card path, the one where you're using what's already yours. A debit card is, well, it's beautifully simple, isn't it? You swipe it, you tap it, and boom, the money comes straight out of your bank account, instantly. There's no surprise bill later because you've already paid. It's impossible to spend money you don't actually have. And that's exactly why so many people call it the safe path. It gives you 100% control. I mean, think about it. Psychologically, when you use a debit card, you feel that purchase more because the money is gone right away. That makes it an amazing tool for learning how to manage your money and build discipline. And the best part? Absolutely zero risk of debt or nasty late fees. All right, let's flip the script and walk down the other path. Now we're talking about the credit card. And this one offers a completely different kind of advantage, what you could call borrowed power.
So here's the best way to think about a credit card. It's not really a payment card. It's a short-term loan card. Every single time you swipe it, you are borrowing money from a bank, and you're making a promise to pay it back. That's a really powerful idea to keep in your head with every purchase.
But hey, with that responsibility comes some pretty awesome power. Using a credit card can get you fantastic rewards, like cash back or points for travel. And even more important, when you use it responsibly, it builds your credit history. That's crucial for getting bigger loans down the road, like for a house or car. And let's be honest, for big purchases or an emergency, it can be an absolute lifesaver. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. All that borrowed power, it comes with some very, very strict rules of the road. And trust me, these rules are not optional. You have to know them. If you break the rules, the consequences are serious. Why? Because if you don't pay back what you borrowed on time, the interest rates are incredibly high. They can turn a tiny little purchase into a massive, stressful debt. They really can hit like a truck. So, what are these rules? Well, here in Sri Lanka, you typically get about 21 interest-free days after you buy something. That's your grace period. Think of it like a little window of opportunity. If you pay off your entire balance inside that window, you've basically just used the bank's money for free. But the second you go past that deadline, that's when the interest clock starts ticking. Here's another really good rule of thumb for your financial health. Try to never use more than 30% of your total credit limit. What does that actually mean? Okay. So if your credit limit is, say, 100,000 rupees, you really want to keep your balance under 30,000. It's a huge factor in your credit score, and it tells banks that you're a responsible borrower, not someone who's stretched too thin. And what happens if you miss a payment? Well, that's when the penalties start piling up. Banks can hit you with a late fee that could be anywhere from 800 up to 2,000 rupees. That's a really costly mistake for something you can easily avoid with just a little bit of planning. And that brings us to this little piece of golden advice. The thing about a credit card is it's so easy to swipe that it creates this distance from your actual money. It can make you feel like you have more to spend than you really do. It's a tool, right? Not free money. So before you make a big purchase, always ask yourself, could I buy this with the cash I have right now?
So, we've walked down both paths. We've seen the good and the bad. So how do you make the right choice? It's not really about which card is better. It's about knowing which tool to use for which job.
Let's just break it all down one last time. With a debit card, the money is yours. The main benefit? Total control and safety. The risk? Well, you're just limited by what's in your account. Now, the credit card. The money is a loan. The big benefits are rewards and building your credit history. And the major risk, the one you have to watch out for, is getting trapped in high-interest debt. When you see it all laid out like this, it kind of makes the choices a lot clearer, doesn't it? So you see, The goal isn't to pick a winner in the fight between debit and credit. The goal is to understand them both, to use each one smartly, and to become the master of your own money. Real financial freedom, it starts right here, just by knowing the difference.